Hi, I am Angel.
Hi, I'm Joey.
Hi, I am Kai.
Hi, I'm Jaren.
Malaysia is located in a geologically stable area, almost hazard-free, and is located in an area with a stable climate. However, Malaysia has a devastating natural disaster, which is floods. Flooding in Malaysia is a natural phenomenon occurs almost every year, especially during the monsoon season. Flooding can be defined as the overflow of large amounts of water onto normally dry land. According to Jabatan Penerangan Malaysia, floods in Malaysia are usually caused by continuous rainfall, urbanization and poor drainage. According to Channel News Asia, the country most prone to flooding in Malaysia is Kelantan. This is because Kelantan is one of the least developed and poorest states in Malaysia, resulting in insufficient funds to build flood control facilities and develop the country. So, what's the solution to reach out flood-free nation? The solution that can use to reach out flood-free nation can be divided into two groups, which is the short-term solution and long-term solution. The short-term solution is to implement flood shelter. Flood shelters are temporary or emergency relief shelters used as short-term housing for flood victims. It is normally allocated in public buildings, abandoned spaces or simple plastic sheets, tents, or prefabrication units. So, why we implement flood shelters? Flood shelters as strong elevated structures can minimize the victim's loss and provide temporary lodging for them. Other than that, flood shelters can be considered as a standalone hard management solution. It can be used for at least 10 years if it has a basic level of maintenance. Flood shelters also allow the installation of flood forecasting and warning systems to alert the nearby resident. So, how to implement flood shelters? In order to implement flood shelters, they need to be set up in a wide area, such as halls, empty factories, dormitories, and even empty warehouses to avoid the problem of overcrowding. In addition, relief agencies must ensure that flood shelters are set on solid ground and must be able to withstand the impact of heavy rain. Secondly, the relief agencies need to ensure that the flood shelters are made of suitable materials and will not pollute the environment. The materials used for the creation of flood shelters are preferably recyclable, sustainable, and lightweight. Moreover, the design of the shelter can be made of heat-insulating or weatherproof materials. The last way is that when preparing flood shelters for victims, food and nutrition need to be prepared well to meet the human body's essential vitamin and mineral needs. As for keeping warm, adequate clothes are needed too since victims may catch a cold due to the low temperature. Furthermore, medicines or first aid kits need to be prepared and stored in shelters to prevent victims from getting injured or sick. The long-term solution is to implement reforestation. Reforestation is a recovery project which involves replanting trees in the destroyed area. It is required to reduce the harmful effects created by humans. Apart from this, reforestation also can be considered as afforestation. Instead of reforestation, afforestation is a process of planting trees in a new and suitable area to prevent from natural disaster. So, why do we suggest this solution? This is because increase in population caused a large number of trees to be chopped down for the purpose of urbanization and industrialization. This increases the risk of flooding. However, reforestation can help to solve this problem. Forest may undergo 10% of water runoff, 40% of water evaporates and transpires, and around 50% of water infiltrates into soil. In urban areas, 55% of water flows out with 30% of water evaporates and transpires. However, only 15% of the total water is able to permeate into the soil. Every part of trees is helpful in reducing the flood risk. Leaves. Tree leaves evaporate the raindrops into air before it reaches the ground. This helps in reducing large amounts of water directly flowing into the ground and causing landslides. Leaves also slow down the rate of water flowing into rivers that help to avoid overburst of river banks. Roots. Roots of the trees helps to refrain the rain from flowing directly into the river, lakes and cities. Roots of the tree also reduce the speed of water flow. During the rainy seasons, rainwater permeates into the soil and is absorbed by the roots parts, which helps in reducing water speed and avoid damaging the downstream and flooding cities. So, how to implement reforestation? First of all, people should analyze an appropriate area to implement the reforestation project. They should avoid implementing the reforestation process in the area which might be used for development projects near in time, because tree requires a long period of time to grow. There are three main types of soil, which is sand, silt, and clay. The best soil for plants is loam. A combination of 40% of sand, 40% of silt, and 20% of clay. Moreover, we can organize a countrywide planting event which encourages Malaysians to be involved in the event. People can take part with different activities such as participating in the planting event, providing seed, or donating money for buying the seed. Furthermore, we can create an app which can collect points when people buy things online. We can cooperate with the online seller to provide a platform for people to buy online and collect points for planting. Every hour M1 can convert to 1 point and 5,000 points can redeem a real tree which we will help the consumer to plant in the reforestation area. In conclusion, in addition to the actions that the government must take, citizens must also understand flood-related knowledge. This can explain why providing extensive and a good flood prevention education is important to prevent floods from causing greater damage.